Hello, let's take a look at our independent work that was assigned after our last time together. And this was the box plot for lesson 814, day 1. In order to really make sure that you have all the information that you need, I want to bring your attention to what I've written up here. If the data is not arranged like it is here in sequential order from smallest to biggest, that is the first thing you need to do so that your data tells the correct and accurate story. So that is the very first important thing that you need to do. Our data is arranged in order, so let's get started. We have our minimum and our maximum. I'm going to look and see where 19 would go on this number line. And it would go a little bit before the 20, so I'm going to just kind of go straight up. And that's about where I think the minimum would be. I'm going to label that minimum. And I'm also going to write the number 19 above that. If you did not write the number 19 above it, that's fine. We need to have it labeled somehow, and I'm labeling it with both of them because both is better than nothing. Over here, our maximum, our greatest number, is 87. I'm going to take a look and see where I think that would go. And it is going to be bigger than this midpoint, which would be where 85 is. So I'm going to go up and estimate where I think that the maximum would be. Maximum, and that would be 87. We were then charged with finding the median of the data. And just like we've done in the past, we count in from the sides. And look at that. Our data has the number 62 in the middle. And that's the only thing that's in the middle, so we're going to circle that. I'm going to take a moment and go right down into the number line and estimate where I think 62 would be, which is about here. Going to go straight up, and I'm going to label median, and I'm going to write the number 62. Then we had our funny word, which was quartiles. Quartiles. And those are the middle of the first half of the data and the middle of the second half of the data. So to find our quartiles, we are going to count in from the edges here. And I did that yesterday using the orange or different highlighter, so we're going to do that. And my median is 45. So I'm going to go right up here, and it's not my median, I misspoke. That's my middle of this first half of data. So this is the first quartile. I'm going to label that 1Q, and remember quartiles is over here. And 1Q is the number 45. And then I am going to go ahead and do the same thing with the other half of the data. And I get the number 80, which is a nice number to get because it's easy to label up here. And we're going to put 3Q, and that's 80. And we're going to write 1Q equals first quartile, and 3Q equals third quartile. You might wonder why there's no second quartile label, and that's because the median is where the second quartile is. And according to what I have up in my 5 steps for creating a box plot, I need to make sure that I draw a line to connect the quartiles. And if you notice, there's the first quartile, here's the third quartile, and that's where a big chunk of our data is. And then Sometimes we call this box and whisker plots, and the reason it's called a box and whisker plot we talked about a little bit yesterday, and that's because we have these lines or whiskers that connect our chunk of data in the middle to our minimum and to our maximum. And there you go.